Granted.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise to speak in support of the petition against the forced amalgamation of Woollahra Council and acknowledge the Mayor of Woollahra in the gallery and the over 10,000 people who have come together to sign this petition. It should be noted that it is quite bizarre that the Minister for Local Government, the person who is actually forcing these amalgamations on the council, is the one in this chamber tabling a petition against the forced amalgamations, and you could read that as there might be a small change of heart, but let's not hold too much hope. Let me be clear that the Greens are opposed to any forced amalgamations. We support strong local representation, and unlike this government, we are actually supporters of democracy. We are supporters of local representation. Just like the 81% of residents of Woollahra who have said that they do not support an amalgamation. This is an overwhelming majority. A forced amalgamation with Randwick City Council and Waverley Council will yield no discernible returns or gains for Woollahra residents and poses devastating consequences. There is not a single report that supports this amalgamation, and the Baird government has refused to release reports from KPMG analysing the costs and impacts of 35 forced council amalgamations. If the government's business case setting out the reason for this amalgamation was robust and gave unambiguous support for its politically driven mergers plans, then it would certainly have been released. We are watching very closely the legal action now and the challenge that is played out, and we think that the government should also be very concerned. It appears to be that the argument presented by Woollahra Council is that the government is improperly using sections 218A through to 218F of the Local Government Act to force council amalgamations, when in actual fact those sections of the Act were intended to only facilitate voluntary amalgamations, not forced amalgamations. As the Minister said when these provisions were being inserted into the Local Government Act, this bill proposes amendments to the Local Government Act to assist councils which seek, and wait for it, voluntary amalgamations. So it's very interesting to see the Minister for Local Government in here tabling this petition when it is him that is actually forcing this reform agenda being driven by unprincipled and undemocratic right-wing coalition governments. The Greens remain committed to working with Woollahra residents and the communities across the state, whether it be in those councils of Marrickville, Leichhardt and Ashfield that are covered by my electorate, or those of Woollahra, being forced to amalgamate because it just makes things easier for this government to push their agenda through. It will silence local community representation, and with that they will continue to be able to destroy our communities and make our cities less livable. I congratulate everyone who signed this petition.
I thank the member for Newtown.